Welcome in, everyone, to our Crack Rackets coverage of Championship Sunday on week number 5 of the 2023 USTA SoCal Pro Series. Alex Gruskin here. Again, you gotta love how this USTA SoCal Pro Series has shook out. The fact that each and every week we have the opportunity to see so many rising stars that can be found across the tennis universe, whether it's players like Fangran Tien, Jack Anthrop, Bryce Nakashima, Sarah Davatilla, all of these players, college ties, Southern California ties, all still so early in their pro careers. They've all had the opportunity to achieve success already here on this USTA SoCal Pro Series, and today we have the opportunity to crown 2 more champions. Let's start on the men's side of things as we have action ready to get underway. A first-time pro singles champion guaranteed. It's Quinn Van de Castile, the 20-year-old qualifier finalist last week. He takes on 17-year-old Werner Tien. Werner Tien, I know him best as last year's Kalamazoo Boys 18s national champion. That event, of course, got him win a wild card into the U.S. Open main draw, but some of you may know him now as this year's Junior Australian Open singles finalist, Junior French Open semifinalist. Rising sophomore, I suppose, at USC. Some of you may remember Van de Castile, as again, he played in our final last week, the qualifier. Weapons like that, each and every point. Again, the 20-year-old, he had the new career high in the live rankings following this week. Closer and closer to the top 1,000. In their second career pro singles finals, neither again a pro singles title to their name. Of course, Tien earned his second doubles title of his career yesterday alongside Bryce Nakashima. But again, Van de Castile, Tien, that's our men's singles final. On the women's side, looks like we're about ready to get underway. So we'll go to the split screen as they're not officially ready to rock and roll. They will, of course, be here shortly in our singles final. You gotta love battle of the top 2 seeds. Haley Giavara, 22 years old, playing in her first career pro singles final today. Earned her first career pro title yesterday in the women's doubles alongside Catherine Quee, a player she actually knocked out in yesterday's semifinal singles match. But again, first career final for today for Giavara. Her opponent, Lu Jiajing. She's a veteran, and she's in final number 28 of her career. First since November of 2019 for the 33-year-old. So we've got tennis on court 9. We've got tennis now on court 7. And now we can say Championship Sunday rocking and rolling here on our Crack Rackets broadcast. Lu Jiajing has cruised thus far to today's singles final. You look at what the 33-year-old's been able to accomplish. All straight set victories. The 33-year-old's in for the grind. I don't know if she's faced someone quite yet with the power of a Haley Giavara. Now, certainly Erin Cayetano, the opponent Lu Jiajing knocked out 1 and 2 yesterday. She can bring some heat, but I think this match might be on the 22-year-old Haley Giavara's back, as so many of her matches are. Firepower, the racket speed, it's so captivating. Giavara puts an opening hold on the board. Always a good thing in the first singles final of your career. Of course, we'll get back to her in a moment. Right now, stay full screen as Lerner Tien puts his opening hold on the board. Tien struggled with the first serve yesterday. It was around 55% for the match. Again, the 17-year-old can bring the heat when he wants to crank up that first serve. So can Vandicast steal. Split screen for top seed Lu Jiajing's opening service game. Not sure what's more impressive, the dip of that Lerner Tien pass, or and the explosiveness of that Haley Giavara ground stroke. She can do that just about any time now. It'll run a little hot and cold. The errors will come. But man, when Giavara's hitting the ball like that, there's just nothing you can do. Steal game points for 2-1. Rolling 30 all spot. Giavara a little bit of a look. The hot start for second-seeded Haley Giavara, the 22-year-old. 2-love lead here in the opening set. Again, Alex Gruskin here. You saw Van de Castile held for 2-1. Obviously, when he, Tien are out of the chair, we'll get you back to the split screen. Final number 28 in the career of Lu Jiajing, the 33-year-old top seed. Final number 1 for Haley Giavara, the 22-year-old. Wouldn't know that from the start, would you? That's how good it can be. As we take it back to the split screen, Learner Tien, the 17-year-old, steps to the line. 1-2 on, serve in the first. So interesting. I was talking to a former teammate of Haley Giavara's earlier today and doing my preparation for these finals, and the assessment was blunt. Look, there's some practices. The ball's just not landed in the court, but there are other times Giavara is just breathtaking in practice. The shot making, the power, that ability to, again, go Mach 5 full speed at any given moment. Says it's miserable to deal with as her opponent, but obviously, if you're Team Giavara, those weapons absolutely something to build this game around moving forward. And right now, it is all Haley Giavara. 3-love, the 22-year-old. Cruise control in the opening 10 minutes of the set.
15, 30.
That's the serve. When Tien can find it, he can crank it. And a lefty kick wide, you don't see it very often. Now we're playing. A couple of break point chances fought off by the 17-year-old Tien. The game plan, as always for Giavara, take your cuts, take your rips. Again, Lu Jiajing moves the ball really well around the court, but what is she going to do to end points? Make life a little easier for herself. Blue judging does indeed get on the board.
And that is it.
3-1, Giavara still the early break lead. Chance. Tien looking to level things at 2 apiece early. It's well done by Leonard Tien. Steady, simple, 6 feet behind the baseline. You can tell he played the Junior French Open. And holds for 2-all. Well done by Giavara. She holds for 4-1. Everything, again, is free swinging. It's loose. That's when Giavara's at her best. Considering it's her first singles final. Not too shabby. In case you didn't see, though, by the way, Giavara alongside Catherine Kui, again, doubles champions yesterday. Well, Leonard Tien does. 8-2 into playing at his pace. The lengthier the rally, the more, in my opinion, it favors Tien today. Now, Van de Castiel's got some weapons. The serve, his ability to step in behind that forehand, move forward as well. On the error there as we take it back to the split screen. Look at the pace of Hailey Giavara. 16 minutes in. So impressive. Just been ready. Does get the break. We'll go full screen here. Again, credit to both Haley Giavara, Lerner Tien, not only reaching the singles final, but capturing doubles titles here this week in Irvine. That's a little better. Yeah, you can see the bouncing. I think Liu Jiajing acknowledging, I just wasn't ready for the pace of Giavara to begin this match. So many loose errors. I think that's pretty loose as well. Just felt like the feet weren't quite there. Still credit to Giavara. Breakpoint chances for 5-1. 5-1. 18 minutes. I know the feeling. Earlier today, hit with my dear friend and former Ivy League standout Max Fligner, a producer here at Cracked Rackets. Hit with him this morning. He plays a different level of tennis than I ever could. You know, you beat Francis Tiafoe in the juniors. I think that credential speaks for itself. But he was Giavara to my Liu Jiajing. There's just nothing I could do against his pace. It's just overwhelming. Just feel like you're always that, and yes, that one sailed, but you're always on the stretch. You're always on your back foot. That's the sort of pressure Giavara can put you under, and again, you just wonder, okay, what's the adjustment for the top seed moving forward? Or maybe there's just nothing you can do. Van de Castile goes long, 30-all for Tien, looking to consolidate his early break lead. It's a great break back from Van de Castile. The physicality, the discipline. Take you full screen to court number 9. As it's set point Haley Giavara. Would be quite the opening statement from the 22-year-old in her maiden final. Giavara's got the first set 6-1. How about that? Who doesn't like a little Sunday morning breadstick? 10:28 a.m. Pacific time. I'm sure somewhere in California there's a breakfast burrito that does that. Of course, as you can see, another beautiful day here in Southern California. The Irvine Racquet Club, so kind to host week number 5 of this USTA SoCal Pro Series. If you're just joining us, Alex Gruskin here. We saw 22-year-old Haley Giavara, 6-1 opening set, 22 minutes. That is efficiency. Meanwhile, we've just traded breaks here on court number 7. Each Quinn Van de Castile, Leonard Tien, each looking for their first pro singles titles here today. Of course, Tien, winner of the doubles title yesterday. Of course, these two familiar faces to one another. Leonard Tien's USC Trojans faced off against Quinn Van de Castile's Oregon Ducks earlier this season. In fact, if my memory serves correct, that Oregon match was right around when a freshman by the name of Leonard Tien made his USC debut. And as a matter of fact, these two faced off, didn't finish their match. Tien 6-2, 6-all lead. Was up 4-3 in that second set breaker as well. Unfortunately, in college, you play sometimes in the clinch format. USC clinched the victory before Tien could get over the finish line. But again, first pro matchup between these two, not the first time they've seen one another on court. I'm not sure Leonard Tien's ever made a bad decision. I'm not saying he hasn't made an error, but everything's so in rhythm. Everything just feels so easy. Leonard Tien does get the break right back. Again, looks like they're still in the chair in our singles final as well. Apologies, that's what I was checking. So now, feels like the perfect opportunity for me to talk about our doubles champions. Again, Haley Giavara earning her first doubles title of her career. Catherine Hui, second doubles title in this USTA SoCal Pro Series. The duo 2-4 yesterday over Erin Cayetano and Isabella Shi. There's a lot of love between the two. Cayetano, Giovara have been competing against one another for years, as have the two Southern California teenagers, Shiv and Hui. Obviously, you take some confidence earning a title yesterday, coming into today's final match, and not only Haley Giovara, but Lerner Tien should have that confidence as well. He and Bryce Nakashima do not drop a set on their way to the men's doubles titles. Tien, second doubles title of his career. Nakashima, third pro doubles title of his career, but second at the 2023 USTA SoCal Pro Series. As Lu Jiajing holds for one love, you see Van de Castile serving to stay alive in the set. hit by me as we take it back to the split screen. Again, Van de Castile looking to extend the first set. Giovara yet to be broken. Making 71% of her first serves. And so far has dropped just 5 points on serve. And what is now, again, her 5th service game of the match. Giovara holds. 1-all in set number 2. Yeah, if you're dropping only 5 points on serve through 5 service games, you're doing something right. It's that overwhelming first strike tennis of Giovara. She's just had Lu Jiajing paralyzed at that baseline. Doesn't know which way to lean. Does hold 4-4-5. Still Leonard Tien, 17-year-old, will serve for the opening set in our men's singles final. And obviously we'll get back over there full screen for the game in a moment. But uh-oh, even at love 15, you just get a little nervous, and you need more of that. I know that sounds simple. Oh, an error from Giovara? No. It was the depth of that Lu Jiajing first strike that coaxed that error. That'll do. Cross court, as again, I don't want to miss Tien out of the chair. Going back for the start of his service game. Go full screen there in a moment. Watch one more point here in our women's singles final. Truth be told, I don't know I'm going to be able to go full screen. 30-all, just can't turn away from that women's final given the trend we've seen through these first 30 minutes. Jiajing does hold some. Now we'll go full screen the rest of the way here in this 5-4 service game. No, into the net, 5-all. Well done by Quinn Van de Castile. Steady. Now, of course, we saw Van de Castile knocked out in last week's final by Omni Kumar. It was a similar sort of deal. Omni Kumar, I suppose, played a little more topspin heavy, a little loopier, maybe a little slower in terms of his pace, but another lefty today for Van de Castile to face. Giavara blitzes through another service game for 2-all. Year-old has been just so good here today. And dare I say, to quote DJ Khaled, another one for Haley Giavara. First strike today. Something else. Another break point chance, 2 of them coming up for Lerner Tien. Van de Castile's making 47% of his first serve range. That is not going to do it. She make that or she miss it? Oh, I think that overhead just clipped. +1 from Van de Castile. It did just clip. I'll tell you what, she missed that. Ay, ay, ay. Third double fault of the match means Lerner Tien will serve for the set again. Mara goes long, so it's a game point chance for the top seed, Lu Jiajing. Take a full screen as they rest in the changeover. Tien now out of the chair, getting ready to again try to serve for the set. The 17-year-old Junior Australian Open boys singles finalist this season. Looking for pro singles title #1 today. See if he can make a few more first serves at this attempt to serve out the set. Lerner Tien had no business. Absolutely no business winning that point. Eventually, he'll come back on our screen to serve from the baseline. But he is, what, 10, 12 feet behind, just chasing everything Van de Castile throws at him. Obviously, it's easy to say in the booth, should Van de Castile have hit an overhead on that point, but... Set point, Lerner Tien. I'd love to go full screen, but this 2-all service game for Lu Jiajing, this feels like a major inflection point. She can get through this, maybe you take some momentum going into that 3-2 return game. Lerner stays steady. Allows us to go full screen over to our women's singles final as the 17-year-old Lerner Tien halfway to pro singles title #1. 7-5, he takes the opener over 20-year-old Quinn Van de Castile. Meanwhile, Haley Giavara, chance at a set and a break lead. Airmailed. And I think that's the most aggressive second serve I've seen Lu Jiajing hit. Have to be that aggressive. Giavara's been teeing off. Giavara takes a set and a break lead. 6-1, 3-2. Take it back over to court number 7. Have we started the second set? We have not. So as such, again, let's talk about all the players, how they got here, where they go from here on the women's side of things. Lu Jiajin again, 33 years old, first final for her since November 2019. Of course, Lu Jiajin has been ranked inside the top 200. In fact, got up to as high as number 162 back in March of 2019. Of course, Haley Giavara has been top 700 as well, 650 in the world before coming to college. To do that without reaching a single pro final speaks to, again, Giavara likes to get out there. She likes to compete, and she has been exceptional here on the SoCal Pro Series. 18-7 overall on the year in pro matches, but you look at what she's done. Semis in Rancho Santa Fe, quarters out of 60K in Sumter, now a final here as well. Setting a break lead for the 22-year-old. Break points right back, first of which fought off by Giavara. I'll take us back to the split screen as second set is now underway, and why I didn't want to miss it, it's because Leonard Tien has an early break point. back again. That is the first time she has been broken today. Still lost, just 8 points on serve. A few errors. So what can Lu Jiajing do? Can she just find a way? Get her nose out in front here. Castile does get on the board for 1-love. Steadies the ship. Ridiculous. Breathtaking. Sort of passing shot from Haley Giovara. To even track that ball down. Back to deuce. And again, getting his opening service game of the second set underway. Come on now. His turn to come up with a little magic. Judging, giving that serve a second look. As Tien does hold for 1-all. Let's go back to full screen. Another massive swing moment here on 9. I can't tell. Chair clearly made a gesture. I think it was out. Yeah. Another one of those moments you just feel like Lu Jiajing has had her back to the wall for 55 straight minutes, 56 now. One more knock backwards. Might that be the final thing that pushes her over the edge? Again, Giovara just keeps knocking on the door. And it does spray wide. So 3 straight breaks in our women's singles final. They put Haley Giovara 2 holds away from title number 1. 4-3 lead here in the second set in our women's singles final. Again, now we go back over. Quinn Van de Castile looking to keep things on serve in the second. Castile holds for 2-1, stays on serve here in our second set. So, again, with that moment, we show you how Lu Jiajing got to our semifinal. Let's show you now, again, for Haley Giovara, has yet to drop a set on the singles court. 5-4 yesterday. She was down a break, 4-3 in both sets, 1 and 2, before working her way back. Course, dominant earlier in the week, and as I alluded to, Giovara partners with Catherine Hui to take the women's doubles title. Of course, we'll tell you more about our men's pathways to the final in a little bit, but Giovara's out of the chair. She's ready. Doesn't love the call, but all right, it's getting chippy. We're at that point of the match, huh? Both players getting a little frustrated. Yes, we'll take you back to the split screen. Yeah, I've never seen Leonard Tien look rushed. Everything's in rhythm. So fluid, so calm. Opportunity here for Giovara. In fact, so massive. As Tien goes wide, let's go full screen. Giovara loves that play. Kick serve wide, first forehand unload. It's why she's in the position she is. 1 game away from sweeping the weekend and joining Fang Rantian. She swept the weekend. I think she swept 2. Sarah Davatella swept the weekend. Can Haley Giavara join that company when it's working? I guess it's working here at the SoCal Pro Series. Obviously, take us back to the split screen as well here. Was hoping Haley would miss that, not because we're rooting for her to lose, but because I was hoping we'd be able to show you this match point full screen. That's what we try to do here at Cracked Racquets, and I know Lerner Tien has a break point. We'll get back to that. Match points trump all. Haley Giavara's got 2 more. See, deserved the full screen finish. Haley Giavara sweeps the weekend. Doubles title yesterday, now first pro singles title here today. Was she excellent or what? 6-1, 6-3, title number 1. What a weekend. Just phenomenal for the Cal All-American. And now, forget All-American, she is a pro title winner. Can't take the doubles, can't take the singles away from her. What a week for 22-year-old Haley Giavara. Meanwhile, Lerner Tien looking to join that elite category of players who have swept both singles and doubles at one of these USTA SoCal Pro Series events. Again, we've seen Sarah Davatella do it. We've seen Fang Rantian do it. We've now seen Haley Giavara do it. I don't believe we've seen any men's player do it quite yet. I'm running through my brain of the list of men's singles champions. Have any of them, doubles champions, have any of them won singles match titles as well those weeks? I don't believe they have. I don't believe we've seen any men's players sweep both sings and dubs titles so far this year, but wouldn't be a shock to see Lerner Tien do it. I mean, he's won just about everything else, right? Boys 18's Kalamazoo national champion, Turner U.S. Open wild card, reaches the finals of the Junior Australian Open, semifinals of the Junior French. limited match play, but didn't lose many matches. During his half a season at USC. Now we're setting a break. The learner Tien effect. You see it in the body language right now of Quinn Van de Castile, who has elected to really play at Tien's pace today. Corner, corner. 10, 15 shot rallies the minimum. Excuse me, the standard. That was better. That's the aggressive Quinn Van de Castile. But then Tien fires one of those at you. Ace number 5 of the match. Sets up 2 game point chances. Excuse me, first ace of the match. It's Van de Castile with 4 aces. That was Tien's first of the match. Sets up 2 game point chances. Sprays wide for Van de Castile. Goes without saying, but every service game is a must-hold service game now. sails on him. Uh-oh. No, that sprayed on him. I like the swing, though. I like the aggression. It's all in rhythm. Again, so simple. It's just slipping away. You can see it in the body language. Lerner Tien finds all the corners, and yeah, I think Quinn Van de Castiel's played a solid match today. Has really tried to out-physical Tien. Has been willing to suffer, willing to play those longer rallies, but yeah, the 17-year-old's special. Again, you just feel like you could put a quarter on any corner of the court and say, hey, we're not leaving this court, Lerner Tien, until you hit every quarter. He'd be able to do it every spot, every little angle, every little window. Again, one game away, and boy, oh boy, has Lerner Tien been absolutely excellent here this week. You see for Tien, straight set wins over Kwan, Boyer, Strode. Was an absolute battle for him to get through the round of 16 over former University of Hawaii All-American Andre Iligan. That was a really fun battle between a couple of lefties, but I mean, again, for Lerner Tien, he's just so steady. Just not going to beat himself. And double break lead here, 2 shots. A first singles title.
30.
It's all working for Tien. Gotta love the hustle. Gotta love the effort there of Van de Castile. Double breakdown, not handing this one away. Point to be, so we're back to deuce for Tien. Yeah, you're just never quite sure where he's going to go with that first forehand, so let's try this again. Call it 1985. The serve and volley is not out of fashion. And Lerner Tien earns his first of what feels like might be many pro singles titles. The 17-year-old, 7'5", 6'2", over Quinn Van de Castile. He thanks the crowd. And what's the story of week number 5 here on the USTA SoCal Pro Series? Sweeps, sweeps, sweeps. I'm not talking TV ratings, folks. I'm talking sweeps of the singles and doubles titles from both Lerner Tien and Haley Giavara as we recap everything now. Before we sign off, we saw here at the Irvine Racquet Club. It started on the doubles court. Haley Giavara, the 22-year-old Cal Berkeley All-American, partnered with the #1 recruit in the country, 18-year-old incoming Stanford freshman Catherine Hui. Duo was excellent in yesterday's doubles final, and boy, did Haley Giavara bring that to the court here today in singles. Straight set win over 33-year-old Lu Jiajing, her first career titles. They both come in the same week on the singles and doubles courts here in Irvine. Meanwhile, on the men's side of things, 17-year-old Lerner Tien, Kalamazoo champion last summer, Junior Australian Open boys singles finalist earlier this year, semifinals at the Junior French Open. Now his first pro singles title as he knocks out Van de Castile in straight sets, dropped just one set this week, did the 17-year-old. And by the way, that's just all he's done on the singles court, as in doubles, Tien partnered with Bryce Nakashima. They didn't drop a set on their way to the title. Dominant yesterday over Gujar and Summers. Second career doubles title for Tien. Third for Nakashima, who's now won multiple SoCal Pro Series doubles events. And with all of that said, folks, that'll do it for week number 5 here on the USTA SoCal Pro Series. But the action continues next Saturday and Sunday as we head to Lakewood for the final 2 weeks of this SoCal Pro Series. Again, the Lakewood Tennis Center just north of Long Beach. Beautiful facility, beautiful scenery. It's going to be a really fun event, as well as the draw promises to be loaded with all sorts of players still hoping to perhaps get a shot and an Indian Wells qualifying wild card, but more than anything else hoping to establish themselves, find success as they begin their respective pro careers. With that said, though, that'll do it for our coverage, again, of week number 5 here of the USTA SoCal Pro Series. A shout-out, as always, to my partners in crime, whether it's Brian Fenley, who joins me here on the mic, super producer Daniel Westoff, CEO Dalton Thieneman, without whom, by the way, none of what you see on your screen would be possible. A shout-out to them, and to all of you, of course, who took the time to tune in to our coverage this week. We hope you all join us next week, as again, the action only going to continue to get better as we head towards the home stretch of the 2023 USTA SoCal Pro Series. With all of that said, for everyone who contributes to our broadcast here at Crack Rackets, I'm Alex Gruskin. You've been watching our Crack Rackets coverage of the 2023 USTA SoCal Pro Series. A shout out to our Sunday champions, Haley Giavara and Lerner Tien. But with all of that said, we thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks, everyone.